And it is really very, very important nowadays to understand the importance of accreditation. As we all know that accreditation is a measure of the quality academic practices in any of the academic institution, or we can say a higher educational institution. And as we all are talking right now that there is a everybody is talking outcome based education, and National Board of Accreditation, right from 2014, they have the greater focus on outcome based education. It's not only the earlier education system wherein we used to deliver whatever we wanted to, and there was no measure of what the students are learning. So this NBA accreditation is basically talks about that how at different stages of the accreditation uh, the outcome is assessed, outcome is measured, and it has to be reflected in the various things done by the student. Like if a student is doing practical, then the course outcomes of that practicals has to be reflected in the skills developed by the student. Similarly, if you talk about the program outcomes, because this today is the last session, I think it will be a second last session of the last day. So probably what I feel that all these things have already been explained by various speakers, various experts. So if we talk about the program, I'm just trying to give a brief introduction so that we can come to the straight to the theme which is given to me. So because I'm given the criteria number 5th, 6th, and 7th of the NBA accreditation. So I was talking to the program outcomes. So if we talk about the program outcomes, so these program outcomes has to be reflected in the students when they are just graduating. So all those skills, attitudes, because we talk about the student can be assessed on the basis of three things: knowledge, skills, and attitude, KSA. So at different points in time of the journey of the student, we are measuring the knowledge, skills, and attitude. So skills are definitely measured when the student is doing something good, innovating, creating, and it is being reflected in the form of various good projects, certain outcomes, maybe research papers or a patent, or any good design. So I was talking about the program outcomes. So program outcomes, we are able to see or we are able to see the various qualities, various characteristics amongst the students when they are passing out from their graduation. Then comes program educational objectives, wherein we expect the students to display the various characteristics, various skills when they are into 4 to 5 years after their graduation. They are into industry and they are able to you know uh, display various skills. So that is what is in brief is an outcome based education, wherein we are measuring the outcome at different points in time. And I think there is no need to explain you what the accreditation is. Basically, if we talk about accreditation, it is a kind of recognition that indicates that a program fulfills the desired standards, as I think we all know that. So India has, in fact, India is represented by National Board of Accreditation. So it has become the permanent signatory in 2014 with Washington Accord, and again in 2020, again it has regained its status. And so it is recognized by Washington Accord, and the standards, uh, followed by NBA are at par with the international standards. Because if you talk about any international organization. I have been associated to Accreditation Board of Engineering and Technology, ABET USA, and I am the permanent accreditation expert in IET UK also. So all these accreditation talks on almost similar lines, although there is a slight difference in the nomenclature of various things, but more or less all the accrediting agencies across the world, especially in engineering programs, are talking the similar things. Uh, we keep on going to visit various institutions. Almost every alternate month, I take one assignment from National Board of Accreditation, and wherein a complete 3 days visit is carried out, and we assess the institutions on various parameters. And I think that the data submitted by the institutions in the form of self study report, right? So what the accreditation is not, it is not to find the faults in the institutions, because what happens sometimes, experts keep on finding the faults. But basically our intent is always to assess that and appreciate also that what are the good practices of the institution, and we try to find out what are the strengths, and those strengths are communicated to the institutional head, that is the principal or director, and the HOD also of that particular department. So basically we talk about that, if OB has been implemented, then what is the level of understanding between the different stakeholders, whether it is a student or a faculty or a top management. So basically, we talk about what is the level of if we are talking about the attainment, then what is the level of attainment, whether the methodology adopted for the attainment is correct or not. So that is what the purpose of accreditation is, and definitely the institutions are able to uh, put themselves that where do they stand in comparison to the other institutions, wherein some of them are accredited for 6 years, some of them are accredited for 3 years, some of them are not accredited, or some of them may have not applied for accreditation. So they are able to find themselves that where do they stand in terms of the quality higher education. So coming to the next slide. So as you all know that National Board of Accreditation do not accredit any institution as a whole. It only accredits the program, like BTech, any specialization, say BTech Computer Science and Engineering, or BTech Electronics and Communication Engineering, or Mechanical Engineering. So different programs. So it also accredits other programs like MCA, B Pharma, M Pharma, management, MBA, hotel management and catering technology, and all that. So this is not accrediting the complete institution. It is accrediting the only the programs. So, and this is the difference between the National Assessment and Accreditation Council, that is NAC. So this differentiate between the NAC and NBA, because NBA accredits only program, NAC accredits the complete institution or the university. Now coming to this, I have already covered. So I think this may have also been explained to you that there are two tier system based on the type of institution. And the tier one institutions are those which are autonomous institutions, or deemed to be universities, or the universities wherein there is an autonomy given by either UGC or by the affiliating body in case of the autonomous institutions, to frame the syllabus, to review the syllabus and make the changes.
Bolo.
And the tier two institutions are those which are affiliated institutions. Basically, these are affiliated to. So both the types of institutions are being accredited. I mean, programs of both the types of institutions are being accredited by National Board of Accreditation. Now coming to the criterias, I think you all may be aware. I'm coming to my topic basically. So in the present system, the National Board of Accreditation is having total 10 criterias, and each criteria is having different weightages. And as you can see here on the screen, that the first criteria, vision, mission, and PEOs, it is having 60, program, curriculum, and teaching and learning process 120, course outcomes and program outcomes 120, students performance 150, faculty information and contribution 200, facilities and technical support 80, and continuous improvement 50. So when we go for accreditation, you may be aware that for each program, there are 2 experts. And those 2 experts are responsible for evaluating the program on the criteria number 1 to 7. And if you add these marks, criteria 1 to 7, it is 780. And criteria number 8, 9, and 10, these are evaluated by the chairman of the committee. So the chairman evaluates out of 220, and experts evaluates out of 780. So the total marks for this is 1000. And recently there was a meeting on 10th of October in NBA New Delhi, and wherein they have proposed that there would be only 9 criterias. There would not be, and it is applicable from January 25 onwards. So those who would be applying a fresh after, or we can say submitting the new SSR, so that would be applicable to them. So it will be having total 9 criteria. Out of the 9 criteria, 8 criteria would be evaluated by the subject expert, and the 9th one would be evaluated by the chairperson or chairman. So here you can clearly see that out of 1000, 880 marks would be given by the experts, and the chairman would be evaluating on criteria 9, that is for 120 marks. This is the major change which NBA is proposing, would be applicable from January 25 onwards in the new accreditation cycle. Coming to the process, I think you may be aware, but in brief, we can say online.
So can you show last slide once again?
Yeah, please.
Please, for a minute, I missed it.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So these are the different stages of, accreditation process: online registration, then SAR report generation, then you can say analysis and evaluation by the committee members, peer team visit, and all these 5 stages are there. So I think I'll not go to that. Now I'm straight coming to criteria number 5, 6, and 7, which was allotted to me. If you see here, criteria number 5 is having the highest marks out of 1000. Criteria 5 is having 200 marks. That is 20% of the total evaluation. And this is the most important criteria, we can say, because it is contributing 20% marks. Secondly, it is quantitative in nature. I mean, for each criteria, marks has to be computed, because there is no qualitative assessment like, that there can be any kind of personal biases. Here in this criteria, there cannot be any kind of bias or anything from the evaluators. It is calculated on the actual strengths of the institution. So I'll come one by one on various aspects of it. So faculty information and contribution is criteria 5. Now coming to the details of it. So in the beginning, basically, you would be asked to fill the details of the faculty. And the complete detail of the faculty is filled. And normally faculty also keeps a small performa and they maintain it centrally also, and every faculty also maintains it. So these are the basic, details which has to be there in the performa. There can be few more fields, but faculty name, date of joining, designation, department name, specialization, which he or she will be having, the highest degree, whether it is a PhD or MTech or whatever, total research publications. So here only numbers can be written, like, how many publications are Scopus, how many are SCI, how many are UGC care, how many are conference papers, etc. So details needs to be maintained here. And PhD guidance, whether the faculty is involved into PhD guidance or not, guiding research scholars. The opportunity for the faculty would be more to guide PhD scholars who are the part of the tier 1 institutions like university system. However, in the affiliated colleges also, the concerned technical university also allows the faculty members of the affiliating colleges to guide the PhD scholars. Similarly, here in PhD guidance also, we'll see in detail later on also that how many faculty members of your institutions staying in the institution are doing PhD and have completed the PhD in the last 3 years. That is the tenure or duration for which the accreditation documents are being verified. Then nature of association with the institution, like regular faculty or contract. And the most important is when, say, somebody is promoted within the organization, then new designation and what is the date of promotion, like when he has become from assistant to associate or associate to professor. So all these details are required. If you see the real pro pharma, then also sometimes, in the SSR, you will find like the 2-3 more columns, that one is the whether the faculty is HOD or not, or faculty is still continuing or not, because the data in the SSR is asked for the last 3 years. So in the last 3 years, sometimes faculty was available in the first year, then he has left in the second year, he was not there, third year he was not there. So all these details are asked. So different proformas are available in the SAR, so that needs to be filled very very seriously. And so then comes another point, that criteria that is called as a student faculty ratio. And for the student faculty ratio, so all the students to be calculated. I'll show it on the next slide. So how the students are counted. Here the first year students are not counted. When we talk about the number of students, so number of students in second year, third year and fourth year, that is U 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So you have to write the here intake and CAY, current academic year -1 and current academic year -2. So say somebody has taken 23-24 as the CAY, then 23-24, 22-23 and 21-22. These are the 3 years for which this details has to be filled. Number of students in second year, third year, fourth year, then total of the UG students. Similarly, PG students are computed of both the years. So PG1 and PG2, and then all the total students are counted. Then faculty available in different years. So here the students we are saying in different years are, say, UG1 plus UG2 plus UG3. Here UG1 means UG second year we are talking about, UG2, UG3, PG1, PG2. So all these years the total students are counted, total faculty members available irrespective of the cadre, assistant, associate or professor. Then total student, then student faculty ratio is calculated. So that is called as, for the first year, say it is student, total students is S1, total faculty is F1, so S1 upon F1. S2 upon F2 and S3 upon F3. And the average of the 3 years is taken. Average of 3 years is taken. So whatever is that average is called as SFR, student faculty ratio. Now, so these are the marks which are given to the institution if the student faculty ratio is more than 25. So then 0 marks are allotted. And if it is between 23 to 25, 10 marks are allotted. And so on. 21 to 23, 12. If it is less than or equal to 15, then 100% marks are allotted in this criteria. That is the 20 marks. So that is how the SFR is calculated and marks are allotted. These instructions are given to us, and it is also available in the study material of the SSR released by the National Board of Accreditation. So this is all the calculation is. Now coming to the next point. Faculty cadre proportion. This is 25 marks. So ideally, it is considered that in any system, there has to be a ratio of 1:2:6. I mean, if say total 9 faculty members are required. So let us assume, let us take one example. Say there is an intake of 60, and the total students in second year, third year, and fourth year would be 60 plus 60 plus 60, that is 180. So the total faculty requirement is calculated keeping in mind the 1:20 ratio. Or we can say on every 20 students, there has to be 1 faculty. So if the total faculty requirement is say 180 divided by 20, so it comes 9. So if there is a requirement of 9 faculty members, so there has to be 1 professor, 2 associate professors, and 6 assistant professors. If this ratio is maintained, then you have the probability of getting the highest marks in this cadre proportion. So this is what the calculation is for the professor requirement. 1/9 into number of faculty required to comply with 20:1 student faculty ratio based on the number of students. Now, so here the number of students, as I told you, has to be counted for the second year, third year, and fourth year only. I'm talking if there is a UG program and there's a separate faculty for PG program.
Sir,
So it's
can you
okay?
give me this ratio of this UG and PG, sir, faculty ratio against of student?
Yeah. So ideal, you are talking about ideal ratio?
Yeah, sir. In the master program, sir, for MBA, we are from Parul University now. We are working as a management department, sir, for MBA
Okay.
program, sir.
Okay. In PG programs, the ideally it is considered as 1:15. But if it is 1:20, that is also okay. But like here in engineering, this 1:20, but 1:20 till 1:25 they consider.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Anybody else?
So can you provide the PDF or PowerPoint after the lecture? Because it is easy to remember by you can see revising it again and again.
Sorry, you want PPT?
Yes, sir. PPT. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll give no problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
I will provide.
Because it is easy to remember by revising it again and again. No?
Yes. I'll give
Thank you,
no
sir.
problem.
Thank
No
you.
problem. Okay. Now coming to the next point, that is the faculty cadre ratio. How the marks of faculty cadre ratio are calculated. This is very important, and it takes a lot of time for us when we go for the NVA visits. So then we need to calculate the marks for the faculty cadre ratio. As I told you that 1:2:6 is the cadre ratio to be maintained. Now you see here this table. So here we are talking about current academic year -1, CA by M2. These 3 years are considered. So here professors, we talk about two fields, professor also an RF1, AF1. That is, how many professors are required. Say there is an intake of 60 and total, let's take the example of that we are offering, our institution is offering only UG program. So the required faculty for the 60 intake would be 9. So out of 9, 1 would be the professor, 2 would be associate professors, and 6 would be assistant professors. So this would be the required faculty. So RF1 would be 1, RF2, this RF2 would be 2, and RF3 would be 6. Now available faculty, say somebody say I don't have any professor, so available would be maybe 0, and so on. So here this cadre ratio marks are calculated like AF1 upon RF1 plus AF2 upon RF2 into 0.6 plus AF3 upon RF3 into 0.4, and whatever is the total, that is multiplied by 12.5. So these marks are calculated for this criteria, 25 marks. So at any point in time, this, because it is being multiplied by 12.5, so ideally this value should be 2 to get 100% marks. If it is less than 2, then accordingly the marks are being deducted. Sometimes it becomes more also. Say somebody is having a requirement is of 1 professor, and somebody is having say 2 professors, and let us assume the 2 professors, 3 associate professors, and 4 assistant professors. So in that case, this count itself, 2 professors and required will be 1, so this itself is 2. So if this count is this bracket value is say more than 2, in that case the maximum marks allotted are 25 only. But it rarely happens. I keep on going to NBA visits. It rarely happens that this count is more than 2. Now comes the next criteria, that is 5.3. This is called as faculty qualification. Very, very interesting criteria. So again, the 3 years, CA by M1, M2. Then number of faculty with PhD degree, it is X. Number of faculty with MTech degree is Y. And number of faculty required to comply 20:1. So that is the total faculty, 9. Okay, so this is capital F. So this FQ is calculated. So for all the years, FQ is calculated, FQ1, FQ2, and FQ3. And the average of FQ is taken. So that is called faculty qualification mark score. So in the formula, you can see here 2.5 into bracket 10x plus 4y upon capital F. So this value, ideally, if it is 10, then one can get 100% marks. Now, let us assume that somebody is having one out of 9, 2 are PhD and 7 are MTechs. Okay, 2 are PhD and 7 are MTechs. So what would be the score? 2 are PhDs, so this will be 10 into 2, 20. 7 are 7 into 4, 28, 28, 48. 48 divided by 9 into 2.5. So 48 into 2.5 equal to divided by 9 equal to, so this score would be 13.33. So if number of faculty members with PhD are more, then the institution is going to get more score here. So these marks are on actual data provided and the physical verification of the faculty in the institution. And all the data are checked when we go to visit. So, so somebody says that in 2021-22, these 4 faculty members were there and they have left after a year or something like that. So we see all the documents relating to that faculty, like we say, so as the Form 16, so as the salary details, has this faculty, the timetable, that this faculty has participated in any conference seminar during that tenure, was the any kind of reimbursement done for the faculty, and so on. So we keep on verifying that the whatever data is submitted, because the faculty who has left in say 22 may not be available, and it is very difficult for us to verify whether the claim is right or not. So we keep on checking different documents. So faculty retention, again, it is 25 marks. So here what we do, so if 90% of the faculty members are retained, the institution is eligible to get 100% marks. If more than 75%, that is 75 to 89% are retained, then 20. More than 60% marks, more than 60 to 75% faculty is retained, then 15 marks. Similarly, 10 and 0. So what we do here is, base year we consider CA by M2. CA by M2 we consider the base year. And in this base year, say there were 10 faculty members. Let us assume that our requirement, although it was of 9, there were 10 faculty members. So total number of faculty, say in CA by M1, this total faculty remained 10 only, but in CA by it is 9, although the requirement is of 9. So total number of faculty in CA by M1 are 10, M2 were also 10. What happened? Out of those 10, 2 faculty have left the organization and 2 new faculty has joined. So here in CA by M1, the retention is 80%. Again, here if you go to CAY, as I told you, the number of faculty is say 9, and the total faculty which was they present 10 faculty in the previous year. Out of 10, say 5 have left and 4 new members have joined, because the total strength is 9 and 5 are retained. So here the total faculty, total number of faculty retained would be 5 and total faculty is 9. So accordingly, the percentage would be calculated, that how much percentage of faculty was retained in CA by M1 in comparison to CA by M2. Like in case of CA by M1, it was 80%. And here in comparison to CA by M1 in CA by, it is 50%. Okay. So the average of the two, 50 and 80, becomes 65%. So here 65% falls in the range of this third category. So 15 marks would be allotted to the concerned department. I think you may have understood this.
So retention is for 5 years or so?
No,
Retention
no.
period. What will be the retention period?
You can see here in this slide, I've written base year to find the percentage of faculty retained during the assessment period. This is the retention is during the assessment period. What is the assessment period? CA by M1 and CA by M2. 3 years only.
Okay.
So out of 3 years, what we consider, CA by M2 we consider as base year. Okay. Say
Okay, sir.
okay. So this is how this marks are calculated. Again, innovation by faculty in teaching and learning, it is 20 marks. So what innovations are being done by the faculty? This is the contribution of the faculty to teaching learning, activities that contribute to the improvement of the students' learning. These activities may include ICT based teaching learning, experiential learning, you can say, field visits. There may be a number of methodologies, but is there any methodology which has been developed, like you can say project-based learning? Say if somebody introduces a project-based learning in every every course, there can be a small project. Say for example, somebody is studying banking and insurance. So because some participants are also there from management, so I am trying to correlate. If you are giving a project to any student and who talks about to study the banking structure in the country, so what is the mechanism, then how the permission to start a bank is taken, what are the different terminologies, how much money is required, what would be the control of RBI and all that. So a student is understanding and writing a report, understanding it deeply, making multiple presentations in front of other students also. So that is a innovative teaching methodology, because if you keep on teaching them theoretically, like what is CRR, what is this, what is that, so it would be theoretical in nature. So if any practical orientation is given to the student, then students would learn more. In case of say IT or electronics or computer science student, if you give them a project, maybe a first year student or a second year student, making a project based on any technology, say IoT based irrigation system. So although all the parts they may be using Arduino or any other devices, they may not be making it, but at least they would be understanding the application aspect of the various theoretical concepts. So different examples to be given for different faculty members who have done some innovative teaching learning methodology. And says this can also be there. Another example for management faculty members, say you are talking about leadership style, or you are talking about the quality of a leader. So what you can do, you can show them the movie Lagan. That Lagan movie can be screened by all the students, and they may be asked to identify various management concepts which are displayed in this movie. As you may have seen that there was they were not having a lot of resources. So lack of resources was there. The skills were not there in the people. So the motivation was the key, and how to coordinate, how to build the team, how to extract the performance of the team. So there are many management concepts which are there. So let the students screen the movie, let them brainstorm in different groups, come out with suggestions, make the presentation, and all that. So that is also a very important one of the aspect of any teaching learning innovation. So that there can be a number of such examples, so that are also seen. So it is contributing for the 20 marks. Now this is very simple. The faculty members participating in faculty development programs or training programs, it counts for 15 marks. So any faculty members, a member participating in 2 to 5 days FDP, they will be getting 3 marks. Participating more than 5 days FDP, getting 5 marks. So any faculty for a particular year can get maximum of 5 marks. So here in different years, here the different in the first column faculty members are written, and those faculty members, how many marks they are obtaining in different years. Say somebody has obtained, done say 2 FDPs in a particular year, so the faculty member can have maximum 5 marks plus 5 marks. But here only 5 marks are considered. CA by M1 5, CA by M2, and say in third year faculty has done only 1 FDP, and that is of 2 days, so 3 marks.
Good morning,
So,
sir. Good morning, sir.
yes.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Sir, in new SAR, they are showing that they will not allow the FDP or STPs attended by the faculty in the host department, rather in the self-organizing institute. That is, suppose we are organizing the FDPs and STPs, but the
Mhm.
members will not be take account of that very STPs. So, is it so rigid in that very, sir?
See,
Sorry, sir, I have interrupted you, but
no, no, it's okay. It's okay because it's really very important to ask various queries. So actually, whatever widgets we are going right now, these are the old widgets, and even and in the December also, I'm going for one of the visit. So it is based on the old criteria, old data, and old pattern. You can say old. Now the new system will come into force from January onwards. So people will will prepare their SSR, submit it, and we will get the guidelines from the. So in fact, even I have not gone through the complete guidelines of the new system. So because what happens, there is a dilution. You also understand. You all are a faculty. I am also a faculty. That whenever any event is organized, so everybody is given certificate, whether the faculty is doing some arrangement, attending, not attending, what he or she is doing, but everybody is given the participation certificate, so they make the claim of it. So that is the unfortunate part. So probably I am not aware of that, whether this is the norm in the new system. I have to go through it. Okay.
okay, sir. I do understand the logic behind this. I do understand.
Probably this will be the logic. Because if
Sir,
you have 20 faculty and you are asking,
mm,
each faculty has done a 5 days program.
okay.
Ideally, it is not possible because if all of your 20 faculty members are involved in a 5-day FDP attendant, it means there is no teaching done for those 5 days.
Yes, yes. It's logically correct, sir. And the practically what you have citing this many times occur also. That is, I do
Even
understand.
even even you see in the conferences what happens. We faculty member is not interested to pay the delegate fee. Say we are charging IEEE conference 5,000 rupees is the participation fee.
Yes, sir.
Faculty say I'll not pay the fee, but I need the certificate. And faculty is busy in making the arrangement. Somebody is making arrangement for lunch, this, that, everything. He may have not attended any session, but they are getting these certificates. So all these are, wrong practices which needs to be addressed. Even there's a lot of corruption. I should say the word because in the online FDPs, people are not attending. They are putting off their cameras. They are doing a lot of other things, but everybody is producing that they have done an online FDP or seminar or this that. So but it should not be there actually. We teachers are considered one of the respected and most ethical persons in the world. Okay.
Yes, this is the fine.
Coming to the
Sir,
next.
I have just a little query, something like that.
Yeah.
Please, you are talking about the guideline, na? So time that there is a guideline for evaluation that usually your experts are to follow, and usually it is also available in the NBA website as well. But
Mhm.
for this new version, or what I say, new regime of this SAR,
Yeah, yeah.
have
New
you?
guidelines, new
Yes,
guidelines.
new guidelines. Have you, being as so honorable positions, have you received such guidelines? Because it is not available in the website. That is how it will be marked.
No, it
As
is
per the,
available. It is available. No, no. How it will be marked? It is not
oh,
available.
evaluation guideline वाला था ना sir.
No,
एक
actually, what happens? What happens? See, right now, whatever NVA widgets are there, so those visits are being conducted for those institutions who have applied in the last 6 months or so. Now, when the new system will come, people will start applying. Then after 3 4 months, maybe from April onwards, the visits will start happening. So when the visit happens, we get the guidelines.
Okay, sir. I
So every
understand.
time when we go for evaluation, we get the guidelines. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So now coming to the research and development, it accounts for 30 marks. Academic research is the number of quality publications by the faculty members. And I was telling you PhD guidance. So in some cases, senior faculty members are PhD supervisors. In some cases, young faculty members are doing PhD. So there's a weightage for them also, that how many PhDs were awarded during the last 3 years of the assessment period. So these are the marks against the publications. Then comes to the sponsored research project. This is the weakest area of various institutions. In most of the cases, you will find that, the sponsored research projects are not there. So, and being especially in private system, in the government institutions, it is all available, but especially in the private engineering college, it is not there. So these you can see here. So 5 marks are given if they have got, more than 20 lakhs rupees of grant by some funding agency. And preferably this funding agency has to be a government agency, or it can be an NGO who may have taken the project from somewhere and they have, given subcontracting to your institution to participate in that. So this is accounting for 5 marks. Then comes to the developmental activities, 10 marks.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, is
Yes.
this same thing applicable to the polytechnic colleges also, sir? Because
Yes. Coming to the developmental activities, it is product development, research laboratory development, or instructional material development, or development of the working models, charts, monograms, etc. So any development done by the faculty, normally students, who are very innovative and inclined towards, entrepreneurship or something like that. So they do some product development. Some of them do it in a very finished form. Some of them are having good concept, good ideas, but it has not reached to the production level or up to the finished product level. But that is also counted, that the products have been developed by doing some innovation. Similarly, any research laboratory developed by with the help of some industry or maybe some grant for research laboratory, etc. So on instructional materials, so all these things are counted under these developmental activities. Coming to the consultancy from industry, this is again a very weak area in most of the private institutions. The consultancy done by the faculty members to solve the problems of the society or industry, funded by the any agency. So if it is more than 10 lakhs rupees, then 5 marks are awarded, and accordingly. Then faculty performance appraisal and development system, 30 marks. These are, very important marks. So what happens normally? So here you can see it is divided into 2 categories. A well-defined system for faculty appraisal for all the assessment years is there, 10 marks, and its implementation and effectiveness of appraisal forms. Now, what happens here? Whenever there is an NBA visit, so people prepare a policy, faculty performance appraisal policy. They prepare, they upload it on the website, they submit it with SSR. Now, so if this system, the policy is there, so if its implementation, its effectiveness is not there, so they are not going to get, these 20 marks. Now, how do we check this? This is very important, that how do we check it? So what we do, we check it from perspective of that the last year appraisal system, when the appraisal system is done, Do you have the appraisal forms filled in by each of the member? Then the performance of the faculty has been communicated to them or not, and what is the mechanism of communicating back to them. How the say somebody is having a poor performance, then, and say there are three categories of people having average, good, and excellent performance. So how do you differentiate between them? Are you giving them increments? Say somebody good average performer 3%, good performer 5%, and excellent performer 7% in terms of this, or are you giving the promotion to good performers? So a lot of documents are checked, and most of the time it is found that on paper only the policy is there. There is nothing implemented, so they don't get these marks out of 20, or they get only few marks. Okay, so coming to the next point, visiting faculty, adjunct faculty, or emeritus faculty. So, there are marks for, 10 total 10 marks. So the provision for inviting or having visiting adjunct faculty, 1 mark. And for each year, there are 3 marks if minimum of 50 hours of interaction is done by the adjunct faculty. So the first point is whether do you have a system, do you have a policy which talks about inviting or having the visiting faculty, adjunct faculty. Second is what some people do. They claim that they have done the 50 hours of training. So what they do, they keep on inviting expert talks. One person giving expert talk of 2 hours, and full semester, say they have invited 25 people, or 10 persons, 5 hours each, and they claim that it's a 50 hours. So they don't get marks for this, because 50 hours interaction means one person should be taking 50 hours of interactions, whether 25 for 2 subjects or 1 subject 50 hour. So this is really very, very important, and most of them are not able to explain this, or they are not able to produce any such document. So they are not getting marks in this criteria. So this is really very important.
Sir, sorry, disturbing again. Sir, in our institute, we have a concept, rather, we invite several experts from a different department, different industries, to take a partial course. That is, a part of a particular course has been taught by that very persons. Can we include those things? That is, there is not of 50 hours, obviously, maybe of 10 hours in totality. Suppose there are 3 teachers who experts. We request them to discuss on some definite topic related to our uh, syllabus. So can we account it for?
Actually, if you see the basic concept of these 3 terms: visiting faculty, adjunct faculty, emeritus faculty. So please see this in context to these terms. So any faculty who has signed a contract with your institution, and they are being assigned few courses, at least 1 course each semester, can be counted as emeritus faculty or adjunct faculty or a visiting faculty. Coming and giving 2 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours session on any topic, or coming at different dates and different topics which are unrelated, will not be falling under this category.
Okay, sir, I understand. That is, there should be an rather a contract, whatever, of a letter, whatever be, that very document you will ask for. Then
first is the policy, second is the document that you have engaged XYZ faculty, and what are the terms of the honorarium which you have fixed.
Okay.
All these things, all these documents have to be there. So some people are not able to produce anything. They say no, it is on honorary basis, and we have not signed any contract, or we have not signed on anything. So all these stories we do not count actually.
I do understand, sir. I do understand.
What's the purpose of you can say appointing these faculties?
Okay, coming to the next, because we have to cover So criteria 5 is over. So any doubt so far in criteria 5? Should I move to criteria 6?
Sir, actually,
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
hello, sir.
Sir, about the project and consultancy work, say if a faculty brings a project of less than 4 lakh, and like there are multiple faculties, like we got project for 2 lakh, 2 lakh, 2 lakh, total is
Yeah.
6 lakhs. So is it
Hmm.
calculated that way, or it is
Yes,
calculated
yes,
one
yes, it
single
is. It
project?
is. Yeah. It's not only one faculty should be bringing a project of 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs. Even 10 faculty brings project of 1 lakh each. So it is counted as 10 lakhs.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So coming to the next point, that is the facility.
Sir, another point from the new rather SAR, they are talking about faculty contribution in the development of SOAM or MOOCs courses. But say we are from the self-finance college, so it is may not be possible by a portion of the teachers to develop such MOOCs or
No,
SOAM
actually,
courses. What
yeah,
you suggest,
actually,
sir?
what happens? Actually, what NBA is thinking that faculty members should develop themselves so that they are able to contribute something which can help the masses. I mean, you are a faculty, you are teaching a class of say 60 students. If you develop any MOOC course and it is uploaded on Swayam portal, NPTEL or whatever, so thousands of people can take advantage of it.
Yes, sir, I do
So
understand.
it all depends on the individual. There, I have seen many faculty members who are developing MOOC courses in their individual capacities, and they are having contract with Coursera or EDX, and they are uploading it.
Okay, sir.
So
Actually,
why can't a faculty do that?
okay. We have a option that is usually in our website. It's our college website. We
Mhm.
develop our e-contents of
Okay.
the subjects we are teaching out. It includes some PPTs, includes some video lectures and so on, and we put it uh, in a server that is it is available through in our website. That is mostly our students or whoever visit this website, they can access that very e-content. So is this considered to be a initiative that is
Yeah,
at least an
it is
initiative?
considered, but if you talk about the MOOC courses, MOOC is
Mhm.
something, which is comprehensive. It is a
Yes, yes,
complete
yes.
package
Yes, I do
wherein
understand.
you are talking about video, you are talking about the assignments, you are talking about quiz.
Okay,
It's a
sir.
combination of various things.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So
Okay.
let me just finish the complete thing, then
Sure,
we
sure.
can keep on
Sure, sir.
discussing. No problem.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, now coming to the criteria 6, facilities and technical support. It is having 80 marks. So adequate and well-equipped laboratories and technical manpower, it counts for 30. So this is the description of adequate and well-equipped laboratories to run the program-specific curriculum. Basically, what we see here is we see the curriculum, and as per curriculum, whatever laboratories are required, that laboratories has to be there, number one. Number two, it has to be up to date. Sometimes what we found that the equipments which are available, which are very outdated, some of them are not functioning. So all these things are found. So everything has to be there in the laboratory, like um, uh, this required action. I have taken a dedicated lab with proper lab name, equipment list, stock register has to be maintained, lab manual has to be there, syllabi, timetable, student details, and total lab engagement chart. Everything has to be there in that lab. So it is a comprehensive this thing. It's not only the equipment in running conditions, whether the equipments are being tested time to time. The testing record has to be there. Any value addition is done in terms of the purchase of the new equipments every year. It should not happen that 15 years before you purchased the equipment and there's nothing added in that lab. So that is also all part of it. Availability of adequate technical support staff availability. Sometimes one staff is there looking after 3 laboratories. So sufficient the qualification of the staff and availability of the staff, both the things are important. And qualification of the technical staff, all these things are seen there. Then additional facilities created for improving the quality of learning experience in the laboratories, like any additional facility like e-resources are available, smart room is available, some library facilities available. So all these additional things which are required to be there, internet, Wi-Fi, although it is there everywhere nowadays. Then facilities utilization and its effectiveness. So what sometimes facilities are created, but it is not being utilized. And even if utilized, then there's no outcome of it. Say you have developed a project lab, so it should remain open. There should be some lab technician there, guiding them, supporting them. Some simulators have to be there. So all these things are really very important, and the relevance of POs and PSOs. So that the POs and PSOs, whatever has been developed, are relevant, and accordingly the facilities are being created or not. Then lab maintenance and overall ambience, so 10 marks. So we all these things are required to be there, like well furnished laboratory, working equipments, license software's availability, depending on the nature of the labs. These are general points. And do's and don'ts and safety measures display in the lab. Each lab must have a first aid box. Each lab must have a fire extinguisher. All these small things are there which are required. If all these things are required, you can get 10 marks. Project lab is very, very important. Project lab, there has to be a separate project lab wherein the students may be given a sufficient time. There can be additional, apart from the normal college time, 2 hours additional time can also be given. Students can come, sit there, brainstorm, and make the individual and group projects. So project laboratory is also required. So safety measures in the laboratories, all these things we have already discussed. So this is again 10 marks. Now coming to the criteria number 7, that is called as continuous improvement. So, we know that whatever we are doing or whatever success we are achieving, success is a continuous journey. It is not a destination. So every time we need to review, because, some of you may have heard the name of Deming. That is called, he has given a philosophy called Deming's philosophy. And that philosophy says PDCA. There is a cycle, and it is having 4 things: plan, do, check, and act. So every time you have to plan, then you have to check, then you have to do, and then you have to check whether whatever is done is correct or not, it is meeting the required standards or not. Then again you have to act. Similar is the case with the POs and PSOs attainment. Whatever benchmarking you have done, whatever criteria you have set, or we can say target level you have set, what is the attainment level, and if attainment level is not done, then what are your observations why this was not done. Then if it is to be done in future, then what actions are required. So against each PO, it has to be there target level, what was there, what is the attainment level, and why attainment level has not been met, what is the problem. So what actions are required. So here action 1 to action n you can write. You can say the latest technology person is not available in your system, so your action can be inviting the expert from the industry. So whether that expert was invited and how many hours of engagement was done, so what was the outcome, whether the feedback was taken of that faculty or not, and so on and so forth. So that is very well required. Coming to the academic audit and actions taken during the period of assessment. There are various levels of audit to be done at different levels. Like departmental audit may be done twice a year. Now it can be done 2 ways. One is the 3 ways. There are 3 ways of doing the department audit. One can be 2 senior most faculty of your department. Depending on if department is very big, then 2 senior most faculty can do that. Or there can be interdepartmental audit, like mechanical engineering people are doing audit of civil engineering, civil are doing of mechanical engineering. So it has to be done at the end of every semester. During the examination time, generally it is the month of December and May, this departmental audit to be done. Sometimes people also invite, people from outside, sorry, from some other college. So one person can be internal, one can be external, two persons can do the audit. Similarly, institutional level audit can also be done. And audit performance and all these things should be predefined, and action taken report has to be worked out and accordingly to be reviewed every time. So then coming to 7.3, improvement in the placement, higher studies and entrepreneurship. This is really very, very important. So here you can divide the 10 marks into 5, 3 and 2. Improvement in the placement numbers, quality, core hiring, industry and pay packages. All these things are seen here. So here we see that last year, say out of 60, in the last batch, last 2, 3, 4 years back, only 30 were placed, then 35 were placed, 40 are placed, 45 are placed. So whether this increment is happening or not. Secondly, the quality of companies coming and pay packages, average pay, what is the average pay package, say in 2021, what was in 21-22, and so on. Similarly, improvement in the higher studies admissions, like how many of them are going in for MTech or MS program abroad, MTech in say IITs, NITs, triple ITs, etc. And how many of so how is this ratio? I mean, whether it is constant or whether it is deteriorating or what, or you don't have any data. So all these things, and number of entrepreneurs, whether the students are being encouraged for becoming entrepreneurs. So this is also a very important criteria. As it is, so we check the data. Even we also check the offer letters given by the companies, and what is the pay package and all that. Improvement in the quality of the students admitted to the program. So here we check on the basis of the, JEE mains rank or the state level examination, if any, or class 12th basis if you are giving admissions, that what was the highest percentage of the marks students have got, and how many students, say 12th base marks you are giving admission, then how many students were admitted having marks, say more than 90% in the CA by M2, then CA by M1, how many of such students were there, and so on and so forth. So we keep on cross-checking, what kind of students are being admitted. So this covers all the criterias, and that is all from my side. Now we are open to questions.
Sir, I have another question not from this very topic, but some criteria too. Can I ask you that very one? I have.
Yeah, I'll try
I
to
have a
explain.
suggestion. No, sir.
I'll try to
I need
explain.
your wise advice, sir. In this one, they are asking for the case studies. That is for outcome-based teaching learning process. They are talking about case studies and real life examples. Can you just, sir, elaborate what you expect from in a UG course for this type?
So you are talking this in reference to engineering, or you are talking in
Yes,
reference to
engineering,
management?
engineering. To be very particular, in electronics and communication engineering.
Okay. If you talk about the case study, then I'll give you a generic example, not specific to electronics or computers.
Okay, sir.
Say, can I ask you one question, that which is the cleanest city of the country?
Indore, sir. Indore.
Indore, yes, very well. So Indore, for the 6th time in a row, Indore has been declared as the cleanest city of the country, right?
Okay.
So how Indore is being, is developing as a cleanest city of the country? So, and how the Nagar Nigam of Indore is maintaining that standard? What are the, good practices which they are offering to the citizens of Indore? What kind of, pollution control system they are adopting? What kind of, what should I say, the waste collection system they are maintaining. So if you are able to go there and study, and Indore Nagar Nigam is the one of the most important Nagar Nigam, and they are making crores of rupees by treating the waste. So they have got a very, very, very good waste management plant also. And what they have done, on every square they have made, public toilets, and which are being nicely maintained, and they have got a good system. Indore is having a very typical nature. You can take one of the example, like वहाँ पर, I am from Indore actually.
Okay, sir.
तो वहां पर जो है होली के बाद रंग पंचमी होता है, त्योहार रंग पंचमी पर वहां सिस्टम है कि वहां पर ग्रुप में लोग जाते हैं और बड़े बड़े ट्रक उनके पास होते हैं, उनमें कलर भरा हुआ होता है, और वो जो रूट है उस रूट पे कलर फैलाते हुए जाते हैं, लोगों के ऊपर कलर फेंकते हुए जाते, जितने घर हैं सब लोग बालकनी में आ जाते हैं, सबके घरों के ऊपर भी कलर फेंकते हैं वो लोग। यानी वो बुरा मानता है जिसके घर पे कलर नहीं फेंका गया, मतलब दैट इज द कल्चर। लेकिन बिलीव मी कि जब 2 बजे से 4 बजे तक ये चलता है, उसको गैर बोलते हैं, वो गैर चलता है, और गैर खत्म होने के 2 घंटे के अंदर 100% रोड क्लीन हो जाते हैं। दैट इज द कल्चर। वहां के जो स्वीपर्स हैं वो ये नहीं देखते हैं कि रात है कि दिन है, इतना लेवल ऑफ क्लीनलीनेस वो लोग मेंटेन करते हैं। तो दिस योर स्टूडेंट्स कैन गो देयर, ग्रुप ऑफ 4 स्टूडेंट्स, 6 स्टूडेंट, दे कैन गो स्टे देयर फॉर ए वीक, study everything in detail, and make a detailed report. That is a kind of case study. Similarly, if somebody is want to become an entrepreneur, or there's a subject called entrepreneurship, so they can visit somebody and have detailed interaction that how a person has been turned into a good entrepreneur. So case studies are really very helpful to the learning of the students.
Sir, suppose I am teaching any subject and can see some projects or small piece of work can be a case study within.
Yes. Say for example, you are teaching what subject you are teaching? Tell me the subject.
Sir, communication in electronics and communication, digital communication.
Digital communication, say you are saying, so you give a small project to the student, that how Elon Musk is coming up with the Starlink project, okay, and how it is going to give a very tough competition to Airtel and Reliance, and what are the features, what would be the speed, what would be the accuracy, what would be the cost, what would be the, if they have to compete, if the Reliance Jio or Airtel has to compete with them, what kind of infrastructure requirement, what kind of investment requirement has to be done, otherwise they would be out of the system.
I do understand, sir.
So
okay,
all such things you need to explore, and these things to be given to the students to study and make the technical presentations, and although it is not any kind of product development, but understanding of the technology is equally important.
Exactly, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for everything.